What's up, guys? So today we're gonna obviously be looking at some tech, which is why we're at Best Buy. It's a little rainy, but we're gonna go in there. I'm gonna check out some of the headphone options that I have. Once I make a decision, we're gonna go home, do an unboxing of it. We're gonna kind of talk about some of the specs, how I got and chose the type of headphone that I ended up choosing, and I'm gonna kind of do an in-store comparison of the other options that you have with this type of headphones. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, let's go ahead and unbox these. I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of these, so I'm gonna start covering some of the stuff as I open the box. Inside of here, you will see that you'll get a little carrying case that has a little pouch on it. You can open that up, you'll have your headphones there, and you'll also have an airplane adapter and a 3.5 millimeter head jack. So if you decide to go wired, you can, and if your battery runs out, you can plug it in, and maybe you won't get the noise canceling, but you still be able to use your headphones. Something that I did see in some of the videos is that the way this is packaged, it doesn't just come off and get into your ears, and like I guess the Bose would do, but you kind of have to flip them over after you take them out of the case before they can fit in the correct ear. So let's look at some of the specs. They boast a 30-hour battery, which I tested, and working 12-hour shifts, what I did was I put them on at first. I worked 12 hours. I turned them off. They were on standby for 12 hours while I was off. I came back to work the following day, and they lasted 11.5 hours before they died. So not exactly 30 hours, but there was also that 12-hour buffer, and I've been using them for about a month. So I wanted to make sure that this wasn't just like a one-off fluke, and they worked like that every single time that I used them. So if you're in for something that actually has a really good battery life, this is definitely great. What else do they have? They have a feature where it's like palm, you put your right hand to the ear cuff, and what it does is it lowers your music and turns on the speakers, or I guess the microphones on the outside of the headphones, so you can pick up this ambient sound just in case somebody's trying to talk to you. You don't have to actually take them off. They have touch controls, so you can swipe up on that same cuff or swipe down depending on whether you want to increase or decrease the volume. You can swipe forward or back to skip a track or go back a track. You can also pause whatever you're watching or play it by tapping twice. This is awesome. It's a great feature, but if you are one of those people that are a little bit sensitive, it can get a little loud. It seems like it amplifies almost when you do the tapping, especially. Something else that it was a little different, and I mean I had to get used to, was your ears get a little bit hot. It's a con, but the ear cuffs are actually big enough to engulf my whole ear and not press it against the leg of my glasses. Something else that I found with the pause and start button, or I guess feature on the ear cuff, is that it works great on my cell phone and my wireless devices, but for some reason on my laptop while watching YouTube or doing, I don't know, like listening to SoundCloud or any podcast, it didn't quite work. So it may be a one-off thing, but it's just something to consider. You have to remember that these come with a phone app that you can pretty much fully customize your experience. You can change so many things on it that I haven't even dipped my toe into the water of possibilities. One of the really good selling points of these headphones is the fact that they use USB-C to charge. So whenever they're running low on battery, I can just unplug my phone or use the same charger that my phone is using, plug in the headphones, and with the fast charge option, if I charge it for about 10 minutes, I can use it for about like 5 to 7 hours depending, I think. But it's a pretty cool feature. So I was looking for over the ear versus on the ear because of the fact that I wear glasses, and definitely not in ear because 12 hours for something inside of your ear, it was getting a little tiring, to be honest. I also wanted something wireless, just because if I'm plugged into, let's say, a video or music or some sort of podcast, I didn't want to have to pause it to get up and go to the restroom. I drink about 5 of these, and which means I had to get up about every hour or so to go to the restroom, and I needed something that would be able to get me from my desk to the bathroom and back without having to pause my music or whatever I was listening to. And let me just tell you, the Sony WH 1000 XMs did the trick. The first ones I tried on were the Sony WH 1000 XM3s. As soon as I put them on, there was no music or anything, but the noise cancelling feature was turned on. And it was amazing. I've never experienced that before, so like my mind was blown. Then I turned on the music, and I pretty much fell in love. So this is where it all began. Then the next one, I went to the Bose station, and then I tried on the Quiet Comfort 35 2s. They were really good. They're really comfortable. Their sound was very crisp, but for some reason I didn't feel the noise cancelling being as good. Take it from me, I mean, I don't really know much about it since this is the first time I was experiencing it, but I felt like the Sony ones were a little better in that regard. Then I went to the one that's famous just for being famous and went to try on the Beats Studio 3s. And to be honest, they were a little bit of a letdown. The sound wasn't as good. There was minimal, if any, noise cancelling. So I just went to the next station, which, bear with me, but it was the Skull Candy Crushers, which are pretty much all about that bass. And so what I mean is they actually have the ear cuffs, or I guess the headphones themselves, that vibrate with the bass, so you feel the bass in a completely different way. These are obviously almost like half of the price as the other 3, but it was a really cool feeling, a really cool experience. But if you like this review, just give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. There's a link there if you are interested in those. And don't forget to subscribe if you like this kind of content, or any of the content that I may put out. So until next time, guys, keep causing a ruckus. Spaz out. Later.